Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you really are at this time. I'm so glad to have you to be part of this program today, to be part of Success Living. And our topic today is Design Your Life for Success. I'm so glad to have you here. And we are all designing our lives. Our lives we are designing for success. So we'll go straight into the program so that we can keep to time, and we have people that some people have to go back to work and some people have to just go rest because they've already closed from work. And I'm sensitive to what exactly we are doing, and I'm so appreciate so much your presence here today. Again, our topic today is Design Your Life for Success. I know that I would like to request that you please drop your phone number, your WhatsApp number, and your email in the chat box so that it will be easier for me to reach out to you, for you to receive the notifications for this meeting on a weekly basis. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, designing your life for success. Now I had to go to the online to look for the word design. What exactly does it mean? And now I saw that the Oxford Dictionary says it's a plan or drawing produced to show the look and function or workings of a building, a garment, or other object before it is made. And immediately I saw this definition, I remember that we have architects that work on buildings. They design it in order to let us see exactly what the kind of house we would like to live in if you have a plot of land and you want to build. And you know what? It says garment. I know there are fashion designers. They draw to show exactly what the dress will look like. And, you know, it gives you a picture when you begin to imagine yourself, how it's going to fit on when you put it on. So to design is to plan. So the Wikipedia says a design is a plan or specification for the construction of an object or system for the implementation of an activity. You know, now we are saying that your life should also be designed so that you can succeed. When you have a design, then you have something you have a framework to work with. You have a template that you use to work with in order to achieve. Designing is very important. I need you to look at these two buildings. They are different. The one that is planned, you know, before it even came out, it has been planned and the owner knew exactly what it was going to look like. And it will just be as has been planned. The other one is unplanned. So someone will just come and say, look, you can put something on top of it. You can put by the side. There's no one by the side. Let's just make a makeshift by the side so you can live in it. So you see, they are completely different, planned and unplanned. The cities are planned as well. And for those of us that live in this part of the world, we know that there are cities that are completely unplanned. And even where the plans are, they are abused. But you see, cities that are planned, they are so structured that you know where schools will be, where stores, shopping malls will be located, where schools will be located, where hospitals will be located, where educational facilities will be located. They are all mapped out. Then you have the residential areas so that people can now say, look, I would like to go to sleep. I would like to rest, and you have some quiet. But the cities that are unplanned, everything is altogether lumped. So there are planned and unplanned city. You can see how chaotic that one is. Now, a life is good and excellent when it is planned. When it is unplanned, and situations come, they make the person cry. They make the person cry. They make the person feel unfulfilled. They make the person sick. And there are many things that come with unplanned life. It can bring a lot of sorrow. And some people, you see, unplanned life, there are some people that have even committed suicide because of unplanned lives. There are people that have fallen into depression because situations they face, they are unplanned. When you plan it, you are confident. You know, when you plan your life, you are confident. And even when challenges come, it will push you to look for solutions. It will push you to look for a solution, look for options. Even when those options, when the solution is not working out, you can think, oh, this is how I plan it. I can adjust it so that it can fit, because any plan you have can be adjusted. But for it to remain unplanned is very dangerous. Like I said, there's a plan when we're building a house. An architect, a well-renowned architect, came there and said, Lord, where's the plan? We showed him. He said, oh, this is nice, but it could be better if you relocate this door, remove it, block this side, and change the location. So that is a change can come even when something is planned. When a person's life is planned, it can also be changed. Like you see, when a man loses when a couple, when one of them passes on, you see the plan can change. And the man or the woman never thought about remarrying, but they have to change their plan and remarry. You see, so you can adjust plans, but for it to remain unplanned is not completely good. So a plan, even for life, we can plan. Someone who wants to build a house, the architect will work with them, and each section of the house, you know where the kitchen will be located, the toilets, the living rooms, the bedrooms, the playrooms, the guest rooms, everything will have its place. The same way a person can plan his or her life. The Bible says, a wise man builds his house upon the rock. You see, when a person plans, it's like building his house on the rock, because when situations of life come, it does not completely push the person off. It helps the person to adjust because there is a template he's working with. Now, there are different areas of life that we can design, different areas of our lives that we can design. You can look at faith, your faith, career, the family, health, hobby, personal growth, marriage, vacation, and there are many more, many more. These are just examples. So you can decide on your faith, how you want to grow, how spiritually strong you want to be, how you want to live as a faith person is very, very possible, you know. And a Christian, for example, because I'm one, so that's what I can use primarily to describe. A Christian can decide, look, I want a closer relationship with God. How do I achieve this? I will want to have this conversation with God so number of hours per day. I would like to hear him speak to me. So this is the time I'm going to devote to going through his word to understand how he wants me to operate. The health, you can go into health, you take overall health checkup maybe once a year or once every 2 years, depending on your age, you know, and maybe some specific areas of your bodies that you need to take care of. There are some that battle with hypertension or high blood pressure. There are some that battle with diabetes. There are different other things. So if you plan, when a situation comes, you are able to face it headlong. There's someone that said, look, he's been fighting with, he's been managing. There are some issues about health, a lot that people can manage, and people manage them. They manage them so well, and they live with some conditions for a very long time, 30 years, 35 years. It is how you arrange it and you want to manage it. So different areas of our lives. In fact, if I ask that I need you to go to the chat box now, if there's any area that I've not mentioned here, I need you to put it in the chat box. Let's go. Let me see you in the chat box. I need you in the chat box to mention different areas that one can plan. Yes. I need the first person. Let me see. I've not seen. What other area can people plan their lives? Social life, fantastic. Retirement, fantastic. Fantastic. Social life, retirement, yes, fantastic. Education, yes, thank you. There are different areas, so we can expand this. This thing can be expanded. So you see, planning one's life gives us leverage. Now, for us to design our lives and achieve what we want, we have to be deliberate. If you want to be successful in any area of your life, you have to be deliberate. Success is deliberate. You take steps. It is not something you imagine. It is not something you just think about. It is not something you just wish, because wishes do not make those things to come to pass. You've got to be deliberate and take steps to make them happen. A sportsman that wants to succeed, someone who wants to do hurdles and succeed, he will be deliberate. He will aim at what he wants to achieve. So we have success is deliberate. So when you plan your life, you want to achieve a particular goal in any area, you have to be deliberate in order to get there. Without being deliberate, it can be tough. Now you have to work at it. Have you seen a dressmaker that designed and kept the dress and is not working at it? Anything you want to do about your life, you have to work at it. Even if it is about your family, you have to work at it. About your education, you have to work at it. You put in effort to work at it. And most times it's not easy. It's not easy to work at it because you have people. If you have people you are interacting with, you have challenges you face along the way, but working at it is what brings result when you design your life. Your life designing is deliberate for you to succeed in it, and also you have to work at it, make it to come into existence. The dressmaker has a design they are working with. If you want to make a dress, whether they're educated or not, they will write it down. They will draw it, except if there's a picture in a catalog. Once they draw it, they get to their workshop, they begin to work at it. Excuse me. So working at it is something that you do every day. Just a minute. Working at it is something you do every day. For example, a young person wants to have, I have teenagers that I work with, and the teenager says, look, I want to be a doctor. When you enter the university, you have to have time for your studies in order to become. Every day you are taking a step, but you have to be working at it. And this is the grade that you are chasing at the end of the day. Your CGPA, this is what you want. If you want to achieve this, there's time that you have to, give to your studies. So you deliberately put down the time. These 2 hours, after my lectures, I will rest. Then 2 hours, I will go through my books. Every assignment I will do, and then I will study. By this time, I stop so that I can play. But if you don't if you do not work at it, achieving it may not come that easy as you think. Now, you make a choice on what to succeed at. So many times, you see all the items that we mentioned, all the areas of life that you can succeed, you have to plan. You make a choice on what area you want to concentrate on, whether at a time or together. You make choices. You see, because everything that we become in life is a choice. Now, what we never knew was that where we are today, we chose it yesterday. And where we will be tomorrow, where we are going to be tomorrow, there are choices that we make today. That's why I tell people, even if you feel you have failed before, make a correct choice today so that you will be where you are dreaming of tomorrow. So you make choices, you prioritize what attention you give to different areas and at different times, because sometimes we are limited with resources, but you see the resource of time is the same for every person. So you have to make choices and work at your choices in order to be successful. You deliberately work at it. Choose where you want to be. Those areas that we mentioned, you can write yours down, begin to make choices. In this particular area of my life, where would I want to be in 5 years? Where would I want to be in 2 years? Where would I want to be in 10 years? You make choices depending on the phase of life in which you are. Where would I want to be in 20 years? If you are 60 and in 20 years, where would I want to be? When I look at my career, where would I want to be? How do I make money in order to sustain myself? Or do I have to rely on my children to give me money? Or I am working, I'm doing something now. Where would I want to be? In 10 years' time, will I still be doing the same work? Will I have strength to do the same work, to run around like I'm running? So what plan do I make in order to make life easy for me at that time? Oh, I am in the university now, and in 10 years, I should have graduated and started work. What kind of place, where do I see myself? You can make choices. You can make choices. This lady, like we have, she wants to have a house. That's why she will concentrate. Men love toys. So the man is thinking about cars and the children love toys too. And I give kudos to the women because they're always thinking of something that will keep them secured in the future, not to be on the streets. Women, kudos to you, as many women as are listening. So you make choices. The choices we make in life, they make us who we really are. And I appreciate you for listening to me today. Design your life for success and you will be glad you did. Thank you very much. We have just a few minutes to take questions, if any. You can raise your hand, please, if you have a question. I would want you to please put your email and your phone numbers in the chat box if you have not done so yet, so that we can send you notice for this meeting at any time, for this time. Please, any questions? Any questions? I've not seen any hand up. Okay. Thank you. Any questions? No questions. I'm glad that we've enjoyed this. Do I have one comment before we round up? Can I have a comment? And I'd like to say we run sessions with individuals who need help. So if you need help with in any particular area, we run practical sessions, okay? So you can contact us after this program. So I wish to thank you very much for listening today. Please, I want one comment before we close. Anyone, one comment? Yes, I have Mayan Ujong, your hand. So please, you can unmute your microphone and talk.
All right, good evening, everybody here.
Good morning,
good evening. Thank you very much, Dr. Kenny, for this education moment, I'll call it. And one of the questions I want to ask is, when you look at some decisions that had passed over the years, and maybe you discover that you may not have made the right choices, you thought you did, and you get discouraged, like you are adding up to your growth, and you just feel there's no need to make choices again. You leave, and how can you change your psyche to be able to move forward, as you know, as long as you are still, strong? And so what are the ways, what are the things that can help to help one to move forward?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. As a matter of fact, there's nothing wrong with making choices and failing. And when you fail, it doesn't mean that you don't know anything. It doesn't mean the person is a dummy. It just means that is not how to do it. So there's another way you can try in order to make it happen. So I'd like to encourage that even if you feel that, oh, the choices that you made before have brought in negative results, please do not discourage yourself. Go ahead and plan again and make another choice. And this time you could seek help if you are not too sure that about what you are deciding. You could seek help in order to before you go ahead, so that you can get support, but do not let what has happened, do not let it allow you to prevent yourself from moving forward, because growth, if a person stops growing, is gradually killing him or herself.
Thank you.